Reeves may be setting up Gotham's most heartbreaking love story. Rumors suggest Scarlett Johansson, aka ScarJo, is being considered to play Gilda Dent in the Batman Part 2, potentially weaving in key storylines from the Long Halloween. So, not, I mean, I don't want to spoil a lot. So, if it does happen, but Gilda Dent is married to Harvey Dent,
Right.
and she is part of that. She's a major part of the story in Long Halloween. But yeah, I don't want to really spoil it. It's just she takes her job as his wife very seriously. I'll
Hmm.
just say that. And so Johansson's casting would also bring star power and emotional weight to that role. And then, I mean, of course, like the Batman is going to be released on October 1st of 2027. I like they're doing it in October just to say, like, because it does seem very Halloween. Like Batman to me should be a Halloween movie. All of them should
Yeah.
be October.
Well, especially
But
if
Phil, what
they're
do you think?
yeah, especially if they are tying into Long Halloween, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Did they say if they were gonna play off Long Halloween? I
well,
wasn't sure.
the first movie was 100% based on Long Halloween. It was a portion of it, but it was based on Long Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like if they're going that route, if they're going along those lines, then that makes a lot of sense. Bringing in Gilda Dent makes a lot of sense. I also I can understand why Scarlett would cancel the other movies that she's working on in order to do this because
Oh, yeah.
Gilda Dent is a character wise, she is a major player in that series, and she would be spanning between both Batman Part 2 and Batman Part 3, which they're saying they're going to end it on the third movie. So it makes a lot of sense to bring her in and for her to focus so much on this because this is going to take a lot out of her emotionally. That character is so
Yeah.
tragic, it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
She's got a lot of layers, and
Mhm.
all of them are crazy. Anyway, James, what do you think?
It's interesting if they pull this off because having a name like Scar Joe, somebody that like a major name coming over from the MCU
Mhm.
over to the whatever version of the DCU this is a major
Elsewhere.
get, but also having them not be like a main character that is in multiple projects is sort of interesting. I thought maybe they'd bring her in and she'd be, I don't know, like part of the Justice League or something like that somehow. But she's gonna be in
She'd be
the
a
Long
good
Halloween.
Black Canary.
Right. Yeah, there you
She
go.
would be. The only thing is that what they're going for is more dramatic realism when it comes to this version of the Batman. I mean, judging based on the first movie and then how the Penguin played out, like her coming in as Gilda Dent in this universe again would be highly tragic,
Yeah. Oh,
and it's
yeah.
it's a way
It's
for her to like to really stretch those acting chops.
yeah. Doing something that she hasn't done for a while. And
Hmm.
I think that's good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's interesting. I didn't think about Gilda Dent because I
I
didn't
didn't either.
know if they were going to continue the long Halloween, or if they were going to do something else. So that's why I was like, "Hey, Sasha Bordeaux. Hey, what about this? What about?" Yeah, but I like it. I think she can do it. I think
Yeah.
it's really a it would be a good character for her to do. Giving a little like Lucy vibes to me, just a little bit, as far as like how far she'll go, kind of thing. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's kind of dope.
And we didn't get Harvey in the first movie, did we?
No. Mm-mm. And they did kill off the DA, so it
Yeah.
does make sense.
Right. So it would make sense for Harvey to come in as the DA in
Hmm.
this. And I mean,
Yeah.
even then, Harvey Dent in Long Halloween, like it's one of those characters that plays a big role but doesn't play the big role. Like
Hmm.
he's not kind of like the main focus, but he's there.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be that. I like it. I
Mhm.
think it's a interesting take, and I hope it is true. So,
Again, it'll
but
be interesting if
yeah.
they go the entire long Halloween the long Halloween arc in this, and then
Oh yeah. Yeah.
go to Hush by the third movie. But like, if they do long Halloween and we get Harvey Dent and we get Calendar Man and we get Scarecrow and we get all these characters that are so involved in long Halloween, uh, and then it pays off by the end of this movie and leads into Hush, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. And it would be a good lead in too, because I
Mhm.
think Hush really does lend himself to something like that. So
Right.
yeah. You know, I do enjoy Batman and his family, but I feel like we should get Super. An imperfect Supergirl may be exactly what the DCU needs to soar. James Gunn has emphasized that his version of Supergirl will be imperfect and human, qualities he says make her compelling. So Gunn's approach does contrast with the traditional portrayals of Supergirl as flawless or idealized and gives her more depth and layers. There there was one where, like, when Jim Lee reintroduced her, where they tried to make her a little flawed, and they went through that whole dark side thing where she went bad, and then she was redeemed, and then she went to Paradise Island and all that, but and I feel like that's the closest that they've come before Woman of Tomorrow, but Woman of Tomorrow does tend to really highlight that part of her, so I think that's great. The vision aligns with his broader DCU philosophy of flawed, relatable heroes as well. And the release date for Supergirl is slated for June 26, so that's 062626. Y'all,
Nice.
not a 7 in the group. What's up, Phil? Tell me your thoughts and your dreams about Supergirl.
I I am so on board, and we're going to talk about this here in a minute. But I mean, like, it's just I'm so on board for what this is and where they're going with it. I love the way that they've already portrayed her so far, the way that she looks in the trailer, uh, and just kind of the way that they're playing her off to be. She's not the broken but still innocent Kara that we knew before Woman of Tomorrow. She is very much the broken uh and I don't know how to fix these pieces.
Mhm.
Kara Zor-El that we know from the better comics that are out there. It's these character studies that make her again so much more human than anybody gives her credit. And I get it. Her and Cal are both alien. But and Kara had time to grow up, on Krypton. And I just love the level of PTSD and a superhero that they're playing off of on this. And again, we'll
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
that more here in a moment because I'm blown away by the way that they're already portraying the character, and we haven't even seen that much yet.
Mhm. Absolutely. James?
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to the trailer.
I just wanted to talk about the trailer.
Yeah.
The things that I will say about this before we do get to the trailer,
Mhm.
I do enjoy that James Gunn wants his heroes to be flawed and wants them to be like human, to show the human side of them, because I feel like when you do that to any hero, you really make them more relatable, and
Mhm.
that makes people love them more. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely love it. And I do love how she can't talk to Clark about it because Clark didn't go through any of it. And so
Yeah.
she feels way more isolated than he does. And so I like that. Like, as Clark feels isolated himself because he's different, he still had that human experience growing up, and Kara didn't get that. So I love that they're highlighting that. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Weirdly he's still her baby cousin somehow. But I mean, like,
I know, right? And that's gotta also like screw with their head too. It's like my baby cousin is older than me, and look how tall he got. Oh shit. Like it's not gonna